something is happening in our world. The masses of people are rising up, and wherever they are assembled today, the cry is always the same: we want to be free.
Hello, my name is Jeremiah Graham, and today I'm going to be reading a quote from Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but their content of their character. Dr. Martin Luther King.
I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
I am happy to join with you today in what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation. Because I have a dream. My 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
Good morning, Beethoven Bears. Good morning and happy Tuesday. Remember to do your T for Tuesday. Put your thumb between your index finger, turn it towards yourself. Tuesday. It is so good to be with you this morning. I hope that you enjoyed the tribute to Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. His words are so touching, and I'm so proud of Jeremiah and Ryan for their tribute to Dr. King. Well done to both of you. Today is also Mardi Gras. Yes, Mardi Gras is celebrated in New Orleans, but it's celebrated by people all over the world. My family's from New Orleans, and it's a tradition of my family. I have fond memories of getting beads from the Mardi Gras parade. The parade is a central part of Mardi Gras, and carnivals are held all over the world by different cultures. So Mardi Gras has a little bit of African culture and a little bit of French culture, and the word Mardi Gras is French. It means Big Tuesday. So today is Big Tuesday, and as you can see, there are 3 main colors in here. There's gold, purple, and green. The gold stands for power, and the green stands for faith, and the purple stands for justice. Those are the major colors of Mardi Gras. So I'm celebrating today with my family. I'm going to enjoy some good gumbo tonight for dinner. The 100th day was last week, and I hope you celebrated. I hope you worked out, did your 100 workouts, and I have some pictures of some Beethoven Bears that celebrated. Let's take a closer look. There's Destiny, and she dressed up like she was 100 years old. And Victoria, she wrote her name 100 times. Wow. Well, I want to show you some 5th graders that did the workouts. I can prove they worked out on their 100th day. Let's take a look at the 5th grade Beethoven Bears. really got their workouts in. I hope you've been inspired to work out more and keep on doing those workouts so we can stay healthy and fit. Who has on their bear wear? I have on my bear wear. I hope you're showing your school spirit. I heard some bears even show off their masks during our assembly. So show off your bear mask. I heard these are very popular when folks go out and wear them. So show off your Beethoven bear wear even when you're out and about. And I'll give you a hint. In April, we're going to have a bear wear classroom competition. So we're going to actually see how many students in every class is showing their bear wear on Monday mornings, and there'll be a treat for the winner. So start wearing that bear wear and show off your school spirit so your class can be the winner. It is Monday, and as I mentioned, we're going to start our morning off with mindfulness, and the way that we're going to do that is we're going to check in with ourselves. We're going to acknowledge our feelings. So let's take a closer look at our zones of regulation. How are you feeling today? Let's look at that chart again with our friends, characters that are there. Are you feeling a little bored? Are you blue? Are you maybe moving slowly? You got up late this morning. Are you green? Are you excited? You're ready to learn? Are you yellow? Are you a little wiggly or worried about something this morning? Or are you red? Are you feeling a little bit angry about something? Check in with yourself and find out what color you are. As always, if you are yellow or red, you want to make sure that you talk to somebody. I always recommend a good hug. Write down how you're feeling. That's a great way to let out your emotions, is to write them down. But just make sure that you do something to help yourself, because we don't always wake up feeling green, but we can move in that direction with a little help and a little mindfulness. All right, Bears, so honor your feelings, check in this morning, and please don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it. Our word of the year is resilience. We are being super resilient as we move through this school year. We are going to recover as quickly as we can from difficulties, be adaptable, and be flexible. One thing that I wanted to share with you was the elephant metaphor. How to change when change is hard. So you see this elephant here, and there's a rider on top. Those are the two important parts of the metaphor, the rider and the elephant. So let's take a closer look. The rider is your rational mind. It's the one that tells you that you should be focused on Zoom for your classes, just like those girls are. They're very focused, they have their headsets on, and they are ready to learn. The elephant is your emotional side. That's the side that says, maybe let's go somewhere else this morning on my computer. Let's go on YouTube or Roblox, or let's play a game, or let me play with my pet, or let me grab that favorite toy. That's your elephant. So that's the side that's pulling you towards what maybe you shouldn't be doing. And your rider needs to take control. So let's work on our rider taking control of our elephant. So the rider is the one that's saying, stop, do what's right, and steer that elephant in the right direction. Even though the elephant is huge and powerful, the rider has control. So make sure that you control your rider. And guess what? Our word of the week for one of our attributes for resilience is control. One of the 7 attributes to being a resilient child is control. So our digital citizenship word of the week is control. Within the boundaries that your parents set for you, you have power over your own life. Yes, you do. And you can bounce back when challenges arise. That's how you can control your environment. So let's look closer. Look at that circle. There are things that you can control in green, like your words, your actions, your ideas, your play, your effort, your mistakes, your behavior, and things outside of your control, which are other people's actions, other people's mistakes, other people's words, other people's feelings, other people's ideas, other people's play, other people's behavior. We can control us, right? But we can't control other people. So we have to control our elephant, and we have to be a good rider so we steer the elephant in the right direction. To help us with our digital citizenship Word of the Week control, we have Eitan Hartung. He is a 5th grader in Ms. Zulu's class, and he is going to share his ideas on our Word of the Week control. Let's take a look.
Hello everybody, my name is Eitan Hartung, and I am from Ms. Zulu's 5th grade classroom 12. The word of the week is control, and according to Webster's Dictionary for Students, the 5th edition, the definition of control is to have power over or to direct the actions or behavior of. In sign language, control is this. It looks like you are holding the reins of a horse. For me, control is the ability to focus on schoolwork and not play video games or watch YouTube during the school time. And control looks like this. And lack of control looks like this. Thank you so much for listening, and have a good week.
I like those ideas, Eitan. I love that you personalized control to yourself. You gave us great examples of how we can take control. And I love that you use sign language, control. Or you can put your index fingers out, control. You're going to take control. That's control in sign language. Well done, Eitan. Now for our weekly announcements for this week. This week is Tuesday, February 16th through the 19th. We have our spring fundraiser happening right now until the 22nd. There is a very easy link that you can go to get to the registration website where all the goodies are, and that's bit.ly/capital Beethoven, capital Spring. I have a special announcement about our spring fundraiser. For all the Beethoven Bears that register, you will be in a raffle for an inflatable light-up chair. So let's take a look at those Beethoven Bears that are already registered. Aria, Diane, Emily, Eitan, Griffin, Gwendolyn, Hendrix, Henry S., Joseph, Layla F., Lily, Logan B., Madison S., Miley, Mavis, Max G., Maximus, Moya, Ray, Reed, Tallulah, Tanner, Tyler, Victoria R., Benson, Zoe G., and Mrs. Harada. Thank you to those bears. If you haven't registered, you have until this Friday, February 19th. If your parents would like to participate, they can register you online and you will be entered in for the raffle for the inflatable light-up chair. I will announce the winner at our next Monday morning assembly. So thank you to all of the parents out there that are supporting this optional fundraiser. Now for the announcements. Let's zoom in so you can see the announcements. We have our spring fundraiser this week, and it's the Random Acts of Kindness week, another week of kindness. But this week, make it random. Surprise somebody with your kindness. Today, as I mentioned, is Mardi Gras, and at 4 p.m., Nick Melvoin, our board member, is having a live stream interview with our LA County Dr. Barbara Ferreira. On Wednesday, February 17th, is Random Acts of Kindness Day, so you have to double up your random acts of kindness and surprise people with your kindness. On Thursday, February 18th, at 12:55, the Perseverance rover lands. We're going to talk more about that. And at 12 p.m., I have my coffee with the principal. On Friday, February 19th, Teachers the Dibble Moy window closes. And at 2:30, we have an ELAC meeting. And at 4 p.m., we have our first TKK meet and greet that is virtual. Those are the announcements for this week. Let's talk about our special announcements. As I mentioned, the Perseverance rover is landing on Thursday, February 18th at about 12:55 p.m. Can you believe it? We've been talking about the Perseverance, and that was our word of the year in the fall. Remember that the Perseverance is trying to find out, was there life on Mars, the red planet? And please excuse the jumbleness of the picture here. Remember that it launched on July 2020, and it lands on Mars on this Thursday. It will spend 1 year on Mars, but actually 2 years Earth time. So Mars spins faster than the Earth. So it will actually spend 2 years on Earth collecting samples and test It will use 7 instruments to do this over the course of 2 years, and you can watch the landing live at nasa.gov/live. I'm sorry, that's covered up. They'll start airing the live stream at 11:15 a.m., but remember the rover won't land until a little bit before 1 o'clock. Let me let you get a closer look. We see the rover, and below it we see the red planet Mars, and the picture in the corner is what the rover looks like right now as it is in outer space. In the corner is the rover again with the 7 instruments. If you look all around the rover, there are 7 very important instruments that it will use during its study on the red planet Mars. What's even more exciting is I have a very short clip from NASA that talks about the landing. The landing is called 7 Minutes of Terror because the last 7 minutes are the most crucial in the landing of the rover. Let's take a look.
Nothing can be taken for granted when you get to Mars. There's a lot of things we just don't know.
Space always has a way of throwing us curveballs and surprising us.
I mean, until we get the data that says we're on the ground safely, I'm going to be worried that we're not going to make it.
Entry, descent, and landing is often referred to as the 7 minutes of terror because it takes about 7 minutes to get from the top of the atmosphere of Mars to the ground safely.
The spacecraft has to do all of this by itself.
There are many things that have to go right to get Perseverance onto the ground safely.
There's a lot counting on this. This is the first leg of our sample return relay race. There's a lot of work on the line.
Starting about 10 minutes before atmospheric entry, we get rid of really the spacecraft part of the rover that's been supporting us.
We come screaming in to the Martian atmosphere at 12 to 13,000 miles per hour.
And the heat shield is what dissipates all that initial energy through friction.
The vehicle will continue actually flying itself through the atmosphere. It's sort of like a transforming vehicle that went from a spacecraft, and now it's kind of like an aircraft actively guiding itself.
When we're going slow enough, we deploy a parachute.
The biggest supersonic parachute we've ever sent to another planet. It's critical for slowing down the vehicle.
Perseverance will be the first mission to use terrain relative navigation. So while it's descending on the parachute, it will actually be taking images of the surface of Mars and determining where to go based on what it sees. This is finally like landing with your eyes open. Having this new technology really allows Perseverance to land in much more challenging terrain than Curiosity or any previous Mars mission could.
Once Perseverance has figured out where she is, we jettison the back shell and parachute and light up our rockets. Those rockets help us steer to a safe landing spot that's nearby.
That descent stage takes us all the way down to about 20 meters off the ground.
That's when we start the sky crane maneuver. And once the rover has hit the ground, the descent stage will cut loose from the rover and fly away to a safe distance. Surviving that 7 minutes is really just the beginning for Perseverance. Its job, right, being the first leg of sample return, to go look for those signs of past life on Mars. All that can't start until we get Perseverance safely to the ground. And then that's when the real mission begins.
Wow, that made me really excited. If you can't watch the rover land, you can always watch videos of it later if you can't see it live. But I'm really excited. I can't wait to see if the rover finds out if there was life on Mars. Another great NASA announcement is the SS Katherine Johnson. How many of you know who Katherine Johnson is? You may know her from the movie Hidden Figures. Recently, they've been talking a lot about a large group of African American women that worked for NASA that at that time didn't get much recognition, but later we found out how critical they were to many of the missions that NASA launched during that time. Even when I was younger, I didn't know who Katherine Johnson was, so I'm so excited and honored to share this history with you. NASA has named a spaceship after Katherine Johnson called the SS Katherine Johnson. Let me zoom in so you can see the pictures. As you can see on the very left, there is the spaceship SS Katherine Johnson. It will be taking supplies to the International Space Station that's in the middle. There's a picture of Katherine Johnson working at NASA, and there's several other pictures. The one in the middle is a statue of her at her college, West Virginia State University. She entered college at the age of 15. As I mentioned, she was a mathematical genius. In the corner, that's 2015, President Barack Obama gave her the Medal of Freedom, which is the highest honor a civilian can receive. And NASA also named one of their buildings after her. So she is definitely being honored. Unfortunately, she passed away last February. So she passed away February 2020, just last year, and she was 101 years old. So I'm so happy to share this information with you during Black History Month. Here are a few other announcements that I mentioned. Here's my coffee with the principal. All of this information is on our Beethoven backpack and also on our website. And of course, our first ever virtual TK and kindergarten meet and greet that's going to be this Friday and again on March 16th. Those flyers are on our website and in our backpack. Now it's time for the Red Apple Honoree. Who is going to get the Red Apple this morning? Let's see. We are congratulating Mrs. Harada, Mrs. Ramirez, and Mrs. Mancia. Congratulations. I want to honor these three teachers because they're all hosting wonderful after-school clubs for students. Mrs. Harada, as you know, is sponsoring our Empowered group. So they meet after school and they are working on making sure that Beethoven does its best to be an energy saver. And Mrs. Ramirez and Mrs. Mancia, they're spearheading our student council. Yes, I'm so excited to get our student council going again. Let's take a look at our new student council members, and thank you to these teachers. Here are our new student council members for 2020-2021. We have Naomi, Bella F., Emily, Ivanka, Ray, Destiny, Zoe, whoops, I have Zoe twice, Lila, Samantha, Ariana, Max G, Max Ross, Sydney, and our fifth graders, we have Andrew, Titus, Rose, Josie, and Keenan. Thank you so much to these Beethoven Bears for being leaders. I look forward to the projects and the fun days and also sharing the morning assembly with you. Now it's time for our Students of the Week. I can't wait to find out who has been working really hard, being focused, getting their work done, trying really hard in class, participating, and most of all, who was practicing being a good contributor last week. Let's see. Here they are, our Beethoven Bears for this week, our Students of the Week. Let's zoom in so you can see them as I tell you what great job they did. Mrs. Harada would like to recognize Josie. Josie is always ready for any conversation. And Max Aguilon. He has been contributing more, especially in science. Ms. Zula would like to recognize Titus and Andrew. Each stepped up to be part of student council and show their leadership skills. Mrs. Niels would like to recognize Emma and Emily, who have begun to contribute to discussions and take charge of their learning. Ms. Evans would like to recognize Luke for showing leadership during breakout rooms. Ms. Rodolphin would like to recognize Emerson and Lincoln because they always have interesting information to contribute during class discussions. Ms. Alanis would like to recognize Emily and Zoe G for their continued contributions in class. They're always excited to share their thinking and jump right into our class discussions. Good job. Mrs. Galvan would like to recognize Easy for his well-written seesaw assignments and class contributions. She would also like to recognize Anu and Alyssa for being able to explain their thinking and problem-solving skills. Ms. Andrews would like to recognize Matthew and Madison for their contributions to our class. Mr. O'Donnell would like to recognize Lucero and Ace for their contributions to our class this entire year. Mrs. Ramos would like to recognize Reese and Gavin for their excellent work habits and for contributing to class discussions. Ms. Gumman would like to recognize Ella for her contributions to our class discussions and Sophia for improvements in her work habits. Mrs. Ramirez would like to recognize Lydia for her daily contributions to our class all year long. Lydia's positive energy and enthusiasm for learning has a wonderful effect on everyone, especially her teacher. Her smile lights up the Zoom room. We are proud of you, Lydia. Mrs. Mancia would like to recognize Lorenzo for his progress, effort, and creativity. Mrs. Riordan would like to recognize Thomas, we call him Kavi, and Hendricks for their contributions in math. They are amazing mathematicians and offer alternative ways to solve problems and present work. Congratulations to these Beethoven Bears. I am very proud of you for being great contributors, for improving and doing so well in class and being great leaders. Now it's time for our Beethoven Bears that are having birthdays. So many thanks to our families who contributed to the Friends of Beethoven. We're going to honor your bear for their birthday. We have two bears here. Happy birthday to Ryder. Ryder's birthday is February 17th. His birthday is tomorrow. A happy early birthday, Ryder. And happy birthday to Henry S. His birthday is February 21st. It's on Sunday. So happy early birthday to both of these bears. We have another tribute to Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and this is from Maria. She is a third grader in Miss Arthur's class. Maria has written a very beautiful poem. Take a look.
Martin Luther King. When black people were mistreated, who helped in their zone? I will tell you, he had a very good voice and tone. He protested in peaceful ways and hoped racism would stay. He won the Nobel Peace Prize and hoped black people would thrive. He was Martin Luther King and knew racism shouldn't have been a thing.
Thank you so much, Maria. Your poem was very touching and just such a nice way to describe Dr. King. Well done, Maria. Now it's time to wrap up our morning. Are you ready? Be respectful. Be responsible. Be safe. And our last B, be a buddy, not a bully. Because what are we? Winners! What are we? Winners! What are we, Beethoven Bears? We are winners! Remember this week, Beethoven Bears, to be resilient, to use control by listening to your rider and guiding your elephant. Can you do it? Yes? Okay, I'm counting on you to do it. We're going to end our assembly this morning with art from Sydney Adonis. She is a third grader in Mrs. Mills' class, so please enjoy her art and have a fantastic week.